Digital vaults and value wrappers, how NFTs will power the internet's personal economy. 1. Introduction. NFTs were misunderstood from the start. Marketed as digital collectibles or overpriced JPEGs, they surged into mainstream attention through speculative mania, celebrity drops, and gamified art auctions. But beneath the hype, the underlying technology was and still is far more powerful than its initial use cases suggested. NFTs are not the product, they are the packaging layer, a primitive for formatting and distributing access to anything digital. As the internet evolves into a landscape where personal data, curated experiences, and gated communities define value, NFTs reveal their true function: value wrappers. Not just for art or gaming, but for identity, insight, and personal expression. This exposition repositions NFTs as sampling technology, tools for wrapping and sharing curated pieces of your digital world. And from that reframing, a new architecture emerges: NFT Packa, a creator-facing tool for wrapping content into token-gated digital boxes. MintBox Marketplace, a curated platform for appraising, discovering, and trading these Packas. Together, they form a coordinated system for building and monetizing the personal internet economy, where individuals, not institutions, control the value they create, share, and protect. Section 2. NFTs as sampling technology. To understand the true power of NFTs, we must stop thinking of them as digital objects and start seeing them as samplers, tools for slicing, wrapping, and distributing fragments of value. In music, a sampler takes a snippet of a song, voice, or sound and packages it into something playable and shareable. The original may be complex, layered, and personal, but the sample is accessible, repeatable, and remixable. NFTs, when correctly framed, do the same for digital content. They allow anyone to select something unique, a file, a photo, a document, a moment, wrap it in metadata and permissions, gate it behind ownership, distribute it through a trusted format. This is not limited to art. It applies to creators sharing intimate content, educators releasing premium resources, musicians issuing backstage passes, researchers sharing data slices, developers packaging IP fragments, individuals monetizing their personal archives. The NFT becomes a container, a key, and a record of exchange, all in one. It lets people sample their life, wrap it into meaning, and offer it to the world with built-in scarcity, access control, and resale logic. This reframing marks the true start of the NFT era. Not the speculative mania of 2021, but a practical, creator-owned economy powered by digital sampling. Section 3. The digital box UX. If NFTs are the sampling layer, then the box is the interface. Most NFT platforms to date have failed because they treated NFTs as standalone objects, single files on display. But what creators and users really need is a container, something they can fill, frame, and control. That's where the concept of the digital box comes in. The digital box is a vault that wraps multiple items, images, videos, files, links, a wrapper that defines access, rights, and resale terms, a preview-friendly surface that can be shared socially without violating privacy, a product card, what people see, click, and ultimately purchase. Think of it like a gift box. The wrapping gives context, the tag defines ownership, and only the holder of the key can open it. This is the UX shift that rehumanizes NFTs, from blockchain artifacts to meaningful experiences. In this framework, a box could contain a series of private journal entries, a high-resolution photo shoot, a research deck for paid subscribers, a personal audio note or video drop, a bundle of IP-ready code or documentation, or even a time-released content drip, a vault stream. NFT Packa is the tool that makes this UX possible. It gives creators the ability to easily 1. Upload content, 2. Organize it into a Packa box, set access controls, token-gated, time-locked, single-use, etc. 4. Generate a preview cover image and product card. 5. Mint it to the chain and share it with their audience. These boxes can then be shared via social media, embedded in newsletters, or listed on a marketplace for sale. The result? A UX that feels like Shopify meets SoundCloud meets Dropbox, but powered by tokens, ownership, and creator control. Section 4. NFT Packa, the creator tool. NFT Packa is the heart of the system. It's not a minting tool, it's a value formatter. Where traditional NFT tools stop at uploading and minting, NFT Packa gives creators the ability to design, wrap, and gate their content with precision. It's a creator-first interface built around the idea that content without context is noise, and packaging is what gives it shape, scarcity, and meaning. Core functions of NFT Packa. 1. Wrap. Select media, files, or digital assets. Bundle them into a single Packa. Define metadata, licenses, content type, intimate, educational, creative, etc. 2. Gate. Choose access rules. Token holders, single purchase, time-gated, drip release. Link Packas to decentralized storage, IPFS, Arweave. Optional, watermarking or one-time unlock settings. 3. Share. Generate a preview box card, a social-friendly, non-explicit image. Embed direct links into social posts, newsletters, or personal sites. Track performance, opens, resales, feedback. Use cases across creator segments. Adult creators, bypassing OnlyFans by sharing Packas directly with their audience. Educators or coaches, releasing curated content, drops to students or subscribers. Artists and musicians, creating gated behind-the-scenes vaults. Thought leaders, publishing private essays, decks, or IP slices. Collectors or archivists, wrapping rare digital finds and selling access. The point isn't just monetization, it's control. Control over how digital work is presented, who gets to see it, how it's priced, and how it circulates. With NFT Packa, creators don't mint tokens, they craft digital containers. Containers that express not just what they made, but how they want it to be experienced. Next comes the question, where do these Packas go once created? That's where the MintBox Marketplace comes in. This content is brought to you by Bobby Gigs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. 5. MintBox Marketplace Discovery plus Appraisal. Creation is only half the equation. For value to emerge, content needs visibility, context, and confidence. That's where MintBox Marketplace enters. A curated environment designed not just for buying and selling Packas, but for surfacing quality, appraising uniqueness, and cultivating trust in a world where everything is tokenized. What makes MintBox different? Unlike legacy NFT platforms that simply list tokens with price tags, MintBox is built around 3 core pillars. 1. Discovery. Packas are organized by category, popularity, release type, and creator profile. Trending drops, seasonal curations, and interest-based feeds guide users. Box cards provide a consistent visual layer for safe browsing, even for sensitive content. 2. Built-in systems for valuation and signal. Human appraisers, certified reviewers offering qualitative and market-based insights. AI valuation layer, trained on past resale data, creator reputation, and metadata trends. Community scores, upvotes, completion rates, and trust tags. These combine to form a Packa rating that reflects desirability, uniqueness, and trustworthiness. 3. Reputation and legibility. Every creator has a profile. Sales history, refunds, reviews, collaborations. Buyers can view provenance, who bought, who resold, how often it was accessed. Creators can flag content as sensitive, time-limited, or legacy drops. Archive. Legal plus compliance boundaries. To scale responsibly, MintBox includes transparent terms of service and usage disclaimers, a compliance framework for DMCA requests and rights holder flags, optional verified creator status to reduce piracy and build brand trust. Importantly, MintBox does not host content, but facilitates discovery, indexing, and transaction. All storage and delivery happens via decentralized protocols. Together, NFT Packa and MintBox form the spine of a new internet marketplace, one that respects ownership, rewards originality, and helps surface the signal from the noise. Section 6. Economic implications and incentive layers. NFT Packa and MintBox Marketplace don't just enable creators, they redefine how value emerges in a decentralized, personal economy. Once creators can wrap and gate what they make and audiences can appraise and trade what they trust, a new set of economic incentives begins to take shape. This isn't the gig economy, it's the vault economy, where digital artifacts can be stored, showcased, and resold like rare books, limited prints, or time capsules. Tokenized access as income. In this new paradigm, creators earn directly from access, not from likes, reach, or attention. Ownership unlocks utility, access to the Packa, but also secondary value, resale, exclusivity, affiliation. Content becomes programmable equity, not just shared, but appreciated. NFT Packas function like digital subscriptions, souvenirs, licenses, or event tickets, all depending on how they're wrapped. A single Packa might generate value long after the initial mint via resales or community repackaging. Kickstarting the marketplace: heat, fuel, oxygen. To ignite this economy, 3 key forces are needed. 1. Reputable market makers. Early adopters who appraise and trade Packas, providing price signals and liquidity. 2. Creator trust anchors. Celebrities, niche influencers, and respected voices who issue Packas tied to real-world reputation. 3. Discovery infrastructure. Viral distribution mechanisms, recommendation engines, and preview-friendly assets that help Packas circulate beyond crypto-native audiences. As these forces interact, the system gains network gravity. Buyers trust the appraisal layer, creators trust the platform, and value starts to compound. Scarcity emerges not from hype, but from meaning and signal. Monetization models for the platform MintBox Marketplace can generate sustainable revenue via transaction fees on primary and secondary sales, featured Packa placement, appraisal service tiers, basic versus premium, creator verification, and promotional boosts. This model balances creator ownership with platform coordination, aligning incentives across the ecosystem without relying on extractive, ad-driven tactics. Section 7. The bigger picture: preemptive infrastructure and the personal economy. To fully grasp the long-term significance of NFT Packa and MintBox Marketplace, we have to zoom out and look through the lens of preemptive infrastructure theory. This theory posits that foundational tools often arrive before the world knows what to do with them, like laying fiber optics before the streaming era or creating GPS before mobile apps. Early infrastructure appears excessive or irrelevant until context catches up. NFTs fall squarely into this category. NFTs were infrastructure all along. The first wave of NFTs, profile pictures, speculative art, generative projects, was the prelude, not the point. It surfaced attention, but not understanding. NFT Packa reveals what NFTs really are: digital formatting tools, access control layers, economic wrappers for creator-defined value. And MintBox Marketplace completes the loop: appraisal, distribution, price discovery, trust building. Together, they form the infrastructure for the personal economy, a way for individuals to productize knowledge, experience, and identity without asking permission. From platform dependence to ownership sovereignty. In the Web 2 era, creators rent attention on someone else's land. OnlyFans, YouTube, Patreon. They don't control the funnel, the terms, or even their audience. With NFT Packa plus MintBox, the creator owns the format, the audience owns the access, the market owns the appraisal, and the platform simply coordinates. This shift parallels what Bitcoin did for money or what open source did for code. It separates ownership from gatekeeping. Beyond OpenSea, toward open sovereignty, OpenSea showed that NFTs could be tradable. MintBox shows that NFTs can be meaningful. It's not about billion-dollar JPEGs. It's about reclaiming control over digital content, formatting it with intent, and engaging in trade that reflects real trust, context, and scarcity. Section 8. Conclusion. The story of NFTs is just beginning. But to write its next chapter, we must let go of the first. NFTs are not the art. They are not the hype. They are not the punchline. NFTs are value wrappers, digital containers for whatever matters to you: content, moments, files, ideas, access. They are how we package meaning, define boundaries, and distribute ownership in the personal internet economy. With NFT Packa, creators gain the power to wrap, gate, and share what they create, on their own terms, with their own voice, to their own audience. With MintBox Marketplace, those wrapped creations enter a living ecosystem of discovery, appraisal, and exchange, where value is surfaced not through algorithms, but through context, reputation, and trust. This isn't just a product launch. It's a reorientation, from platform dependence to personal sovereignty, from speculation to signal, from digital noise to digital meaning. We are no longer just sharing content. We are curating access to the self, vaulted, appraised, and offered on-chain. And in that shift lies the future of NFTs, not as collectibles, but as containers of personal value, fueling the next great unlock: the Internet of Individual Economies.